Hey, this is Don from Hilltech, and in this video I'm going to be working on an aftermarket axle with early Ford spindles. And I purchased it at a swap meet. It was pretty rusty, just mostly surface rust, and started cleaning it up, and then got busy with preparing it for assembly. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, this is Don from Hilltech, and I purchased a tubular dropped axle that's going on the international project, and we've nicknamed her Bonnie because she's going to Bonneville. But anyway, I picked this axle up at one of our local car show swap meets, and it was really right priced. It was 50 bucks, but it was really rusty. There's some pictures before this of how rusty it was. So I took a little time and cleaned it up, and then I also etched it with like a rust mort etch. And with that, now, in that meantime, I had purchased some spindles. These are early Ford spindles, I'm sorry. These came from Jegs. This is a whole, basically kind of a whole kit. Spindles, kingpins, any bushings. I guess if you wear these out, maybe you want to replace them. I'm not sure. A bearings, some shims. These are the keepers that hold the kingpin in on what would be a stock Model A axle or an early Ford. We're not going to use these, but we are going to use the felt and the little cap for the top. And so one other thing that we're going to have to do before we can start installing is the inside of this bore right here is rusted up. So I just happen to have a 3/4 inch cylinder honer, and this is for like if you're going to do your brake cylinders. I happen to have this, so I'm going to end up lubing this up a little bit, running a drill down through here and honing it out so that these kingpins will fit real nice and snug down in this. So anyway, probably going to do a little more videos on that, and then some assembly, and show you what this looks like when it's done. I also ended up purchasing a U-bolt kit for this that came with these cute, already punched and manufactured saddles here. So these would sit real nice. They're the same width as the leaf spring that I'm using. So a nice little kit. The leaf spring U-bolt kit was $24. The Jegs spindle kit plus the kingpins, I think by the time it was delivered, was around $94. So it seems like pretty good stuff for what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be perfect. So here I'm going to try just a piece of sandpaper wrapped around a dowel, see what this does. I don't want to get too aggressive with kind of like a machine. I'd rather just do this by hand. So let's see how this works. Get this thing open. There we go. Okay. So now let's see what ooh, that's close. That is really close. Boy. Just about drive that in. So we'll work on a little bit more, and then I think we'll be there. All right. Let's run this through one more time. can also see this, but this is a set screw hole right here. And the original Ford, early Ford, would have had a tapered piece, kind of like this, to go through on an I-beam on a stock I-beam axle, and you can see that that's at a taper, and the more you tighten it, the more it pulls it in, and then that would lock into this groove here. So the more you tighten it up, it would lock it in. Where this is an aftermarket axle, so it's going to use a set screw. A normal set screw is 18 threads per inch, so it's considered coarse thread. These, for some reason, happen to be 24 threads per inch. So I'm resorted to using a fine thread bolt that's going to be the set screw. This one needs to be chased. It also has rust in it, so let's do that real quick. So for that, let's use this handy dandy little cute little set, and let's see what we have here. 5/16, 24, and we'll use the T-handle instead of the drill. So double check that whenever you get an aftermarket I-beam or tubular axle. That seems a little odd to me, but I don't like set screws anyway. They have that, you have to use an Allen wrench. A lot of times those strip out. I actually feel more comfortable with this bolt. So let's run this guy in here. If we can get it started. There we go. So that worked pretty good. Claw through there, clean out any burrs and trash that's in there. Okay, now let's try this. Remember, this is dry, so right there is where our set screw would go. There you have it. So our axle is prepped and ready for some assembly. All right, be back.